So first question is, why do we exist? Why do we exist? So when we talk about the vision of the church, and you probably already have something written or in mind, when we talk about the vision of the church, how I want you to start thinking about your vision is this is God's purpose for our ministry. Okay. And when you think of it from there, everything I do needs to align itself with God's purpose. I always see it as like almost like an umbrella. Like my vision, make believe that that's a nice looking umbrella. My vision, this is God's vision, right? And so everything I do needs to fall under here.
Okay.
If not, if I'm over here, I am outside of the covering. That makes sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to be under the covering. So in order to be under the covering, I've got to align the organization, its activities, the calendar, everything I do needs to fall under the vision. And again, not your vision, it is God's vision. His
Okay.
purpose, the reason he stirred your heart, you know. So as you think about that, do you currently have a vision, or is there something in mind when you think about why you started the ministry or why you're in ministry right now?
Yeah, we definitely have one. I'm just always changing it. I'm never I would say satisfied with it. It just keeps changing. I'm gonna get it for you right now.
Okay.
Um, so what we've gone with at our last membership meeting is our vision is to be the church in South Brooklyn. Um, so the vision was just really straightforward like that, to give South Brooklyn a church, a Jesus focused church. A lot of us grew up Catholic, so that was really like that focus. The mission kind of expanded on it. It's to give people in South Brooklyn a church home where they could worship God, grow in Christ, and share Jesus with the world. But it's totally changed. I
Mm.
want to move away from that.
So what did you say for the mission? Give people in South Brooklyn. I didn't cap all of it.
Give people in South Brooklyn a church home where they can worship God, grow in Christ, and share Jesus with the world. I'm kind
Worship.
of like leaning into a different place of just like community and some of those things. I got to reframe it, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
So
see.
so definitely. So I want you to think of the vision as um so there's two things, right? And when we bring the two things together, it makes it feel a little hodgepodge. So you've got I don't use the word mission. I don't really use a mission statement. What I use is a strategy.
Okay,
I want you to think of it as this.
I like
So,
that.
I'm sure you have Waze on your phone, right? You use Waze when you're going from one place to the other. So when you open up Waze, you type in the address. That address is your destination. Your destination is your vision. God, what's that big thing you want us to accomplish? I like visions that are centered around the work that's going to happen in someone.
Okay,
Okay. So sometimes I'll see a vision statement. Hey, we want the church to be 5,000 people. I'm like, great, that's nice, but that's focused on you.
Mm.
Right? I want us to be focused on them, on people. The reason Jesus died, right? John 3:16, for people, the world. So what's the outcome? What's the transformation? What's the impact that you want to see in the lives of people?
When we first started mine, they started as like we really felt that from God, like He's calling us to. We thought these three things were really important, and they're basic words. We did change them, but the first were worship, and then growth, and then sharing the word. We really thought these three things were like critical. Like you need these three things, and if just those are like that's the glue. And then we did kind of shift into saying presence for worship, transformation for growth, and then mission for share. They kind of bring it a little bit deeper, but we're kind of stuck between the two pairs.
And what was the last one for sharing?
Mission.
Mission. Um, I mean, I mean, you could, so you could do is, just thinking as I'm talking. Um, so look, the words worship, growth, and sharing for me feel like actions that I need to take,
Mm,
right? So I worship because I'm in his presence. Okay. Um, I'm growing, which leads to my transformation, right? And then as I'm sharing, I am fulfilling the Great Commission, or I'm on mission, right? So I like both. And I think maybe you use presence, transformation, and mission, use that language in
okay.
your vision, but your strategy then says, as a result of being in God's presence, we worship, right?
Wow.
As a result of, our desire is to be transformed. So we've committed to grow. Uh,
Wow.
because we want to align ourselves with his mission, we have committed ourselves to sharing. That makes sense. So you've got,
Yeah, absolutely, bro. That
let
makes
your let your
sorry, Pastor.
yeah, let your vision focus on him, on the Lord. So presence, transformation, and mission. Let your strategy focus on you, what you do as a result of what he does.
Okay.